Hey, welcome back to another video. Well, we're down at Kondilla Park, National Park as normal, at the falls. And I'm just getting ready, and I remembered my flex tail this morning, so I don't get eaten alive with the bugs. It is a beautiful morning, a little bit of mist on the way drive up the hills. Moon's still up, so I'm going to try and have a significant shot of that before it's not a full moon anymore. We had the super moon the other day, but I missed out on that, but it's still fairly nice and clean. I'm going to be using the 200 to 800 again. I want to check that low light and really have a good play with that. And I've also got the EF 24mm if I need to. So I've got a backup if it, for whatever reason, just doesn't work. I can at least get some nice shot. I wanted to do the 24mm here anyway to get some nice shots, but I think that after what I checked in the last video and that at Budgeon Forest Park, the low light was pretty good, and I think I should be able to get some nice shots with it, and it should be able to give me a totally new perspective. Again, like a macro, going along, but being able to isolate subjects and stuff like that, I think it should be pretty cool. But anyway, right, I'm going to finish packing up here in the car, and then we'll head off down into the park. I'll get a shot of this moon before it gets too low, and yeah, let's go hit that intro and see what we can do. What Okay, coming down to the Days area, toilets, all that before you go into the park. It's a beautiful little spot. Even I bring Jack here a fair bit, as you've probably seen if you've subscribed to the channel. Yeah, beautiful little walk down to Kondilla Falls, which is probably my favourite spot. Great place to test anything out. Heaps of mushrooms, beautiful falls, all sorts of stuff. As long as we look after it, should be pretty good. I'm only going to probably just do a small circuit this morning, but we'll see how we go. See what we can find in the first little bit. Hasn't been much rain, so I'm not expecting too much water flow. So it's more, which is probably where this lens is going to work out really well, because that extra reach lets me get into the forest. So without all that water flow and everything happening for me, I'm able to sort of go and try and find something that works for us. So should be pretty good. It's not a, if you just want to like a little short little walk, it's even better too, because the first little falls is like 100 meters in, and as you can probably hear now, love the sound of a waterfall. It's straight away you get a beautiful view without a beat. So that's what we've come here for. It's always good. Let's start getting some shots. There's only a little bit of water trickling through. It's still trickling through. It's still nice. Just doing some handheld shots. Just did one, just that little region just around there. A little bit of that green moss on the left, and then that nice dark rock with the water flowing. I think there's 8,000 ISO, and I think the biggest problem I got at the moment that I've only taken 2 shots, both little trickles. One over here on the other side of down here. There's a little where that water's flowing down around. There's a little trickle there. A shot from over here is the vibrations. So 1/8 of a second, trying to keep stabilized at an 1/8 of a second for that water flow, then to be able to get the shot is the trickiest part so far. It seems the light's okay if I can drop the speed down, but then I just don't get that speed for the water. So I think one shot I tried to get over from the walkway looking back at the falls and then isolating the spot, and it went straight up to 25,000. It was unusable. It was nowhere near going to take a decent shot. So definitely some limitations on what I can do on the early morning stuff with this. so far. So, but there's a little bit of light here. It's pretty light. That one wasn't too bad. Like, so that was about 8,000 ISO. I got that at 8th of a second. Whether it's sharp, I guess, is going to be the tricky part. And I think that's the only thing. Keeping even though it's stabilised, I think it's like with the R6 on, it's about 7 stops. I don't know if it's going to be able to handheld. Put on the tripod, definitely I can get a shot. But it's one of those lenses I don't think you want to be on and off a tripod all the time. It's more so a handheld sort of a beast. I can do it, but good little test to start with anyway. So going to keep heading up. It's good to see there's at least a little bit of water flow. Which way to go? We might go left this morning today on the loop, and then we'll come back around over the top. Plenty of birds. Be nice to be able to get a couple of birds or something if I can do that. That'd be a nice little test for it, especially in the morning light. Yeah, having that reach definitely great for here. There's some spots here where you just can't get access to without climbing down a massive hill. So it'd be good to be able to sort of get something, especially down here. There's a couple of little spots I've tried with other longer zooms and it just hasn't been the same. So we're at the lookout, and that's a pretty spectacular view, and one of the reasons why I wanted this for my panos. I do have a branch over here which I'm a bit concerned about, but if I move the Shimoto out the way, I should be able to come over a bit and then see what I can't get. So obviously you got to clamp it into the foot. So that's sort of the beauty of that is this rotates, so I don't need my L bracket on I don't need the L bracket on the R6, which I normally have on, because it'll rotate around like that if I want to do a thing, and that's what I'm probably going to do. I'm probably going to do. It doesn't have a lock for the verticals, but we should be able to get a shot. There's some good dapple light coming through those clouds, so hopefully once I line this up and get everything actually balanced, that's sort of half there. The leveling head helps out here when you're doing panos. The three-legged thing, little leveling head you can attach to your tripod. Gives me make sure I get a nice flat surface. And then I can come up on the ball head and make sure I get a nice balanced shot. And that's only at 200. I'm looking down the track. Had the tripod up, got a beautiful big pano over the valley. Some gorgeous light. You've got those shadows from the clouds. The clouds are blocking a bit of light, so we get that beautiful contrast in the scene, which is amazing. And the clouds, it's very moody. It's nice. Exactly what I was after. Exactly what I wanted this for. Now the beauty of it is, I don't know if you can see this little clearing just down here. I was able with that going out to 800 to zoom right in there, and there's it's a gorgeous little grassy sort of clearing, like a little hill, and there's a gorgeous tree a couple of little trees on top of that. With that light on there, I was able to get in there. It's coming over, it's a little bit overblown now with the light. I was able to get into that and isolate those trees, and I got a couple of really nice shots before that sun come up a little bit more. And it's sort of just the perfect time. You just don't want too much light, just that sort of good contrast. So that come up good. And then over here as well, there's some nice trees over here I'm trying to do some isolation with and just zoom out. And just sort of picking out little spots where that light is really hitting. I can see the sun coming through the trees, so it's just starting to hit the top of the trees over here. So probably haven't got too much longer before that sun gets up. There's a bit of cloud which might block it a little bit, which will help us out. But other than that, yeah, I've got that beautiful pano, about probably 10-15 shots vertical across. I did a horizontal as well, but generally the vertical ones, you get more detail in them, and they're a huge file, but they'll be amazing shots, so definitely worth checking it out. Right, I'll stop talking and I'll see if I can get some more handheld shots now with this bad boy. The light's up, so we should have no more dramas of ISO here, and then we'll finish off the second loop and see if we can't find anything. Heaps of bird life in the forest this morning. I did just stand still at one spot for about 20 minutes, seeing these little tiny suckers, but they were like lightning bolts. There was no way I was going to track those suckers. I do have a newfound respect for the people that go out and shoot birds, because that's an art, definitely an art form, being able to find where they are. You can hear them, but you just don't know where they are. So in a dense rainforest, it's very tricky to see them, especially when you're blind. I've got to take glasses off, glasses on, glasses off. It never helps. Plenty of bird life this morning. So, yeah, I thought I had a little birdie, but again he snuck away. Some people walked past and I think he got scared off. I'm on the lookout. I thought I'd let you hear a little bit of the birds singing to the morning wake-up call. How's that serenity? Anything, you get these beautiful old logs too, with the moss growing over them. They're fantastic. Not really a telephoto lens one, but when they're wet, you get that gloss on them. You can see some of that double light coming in through in the trees just up here, and that's what I'm sort of keeping an eye out on the way back. If I can get anything like that, where that light highlights something, that's always a good thing. It's all about the light. Obviously beautiful big trees here. Amazing little. No wonder all the bird life's around. Look at this. Some great walkways here in Kondilla too. Again, probably why it's my favourite out of all my spots on the sunny coast. You can do a short walk and be happy, or you can go down to the bottom of the falls and get a little bit more exercise, and it's always nice. Pretty hard to beat. Back at the picnic ground falls. yeah, successful, I actually think. On that last little section, I actually was able to isolate a little bit of stuff and come up pretty good. The light's not too bad once a bit more light come in. But yeah, very impressed. Well, I think I said earlier in the video, you have to reset your brain into macro mode, and I think that's accurate. It's just the flip side version of a macro, or you've got to think small. So I think in that last little section, now that sun's up and there's sort of dapple light coming through and there was a few little things highlighting, I was able to sort of, the brain had finally switched on, I guess, to how to shoot this such a long lens in a landscape scene. And whereas normally you see these beautiful waterfalls I've got in the background, you want to capture the whole image. This, you're not going to do that. Well, you can, but you sort of lose the benefit of it. It's just going to be a sharp image, and that's fine, and it's going to be isolated, and that's fine. But when you using this, when you extend that out, and then you pick a little subject, and then the whole background blows out with a beautiful bokeh in it. And there should be a couple of shots hopefully that work out that way that I think I got in that last little section, and it come up really nice. And I think that's the way I've sort of got to, going forward, I've got to think about this. So yeah, it definitely worthwhile in the landscape. Definitely something that you can use for sure, 100%. Finding the right subjects takes a reset, giving that brain a bit of a reset and allowing it to think about that compression and using the lens for what it's, the benefits of it, not just as a long lens to reach. Even with your little waterfalls, yeah, sure, you can get in there and get those shots like down here. Oh, you probably can't see because you've got active track on. But putting your subject in and then isolating that subject, a couple of little flowers and a few little things to remember to sort of try and set the shot up so you can sort of show off that background. And then it was fantastic. So the separation, you can get some amazing separation with this. Hopefully some of those shots that I got of that will show that. Really just blew out the background, and I just went, wow, yes, that's what I'm after. And that's when it sort of clicked, and it just went, yep, right out. That is what I was after, and that's what this lens is all about. So yeah, super happy with it. Very excited going forward to see what I can do with it, and hopefully use it to its potential. Focus on it, does an amazing job, and definitely can't miss on that regards. So yeah, super stoked with it. But other than that, I'm going to finish walking back up to the car, and done and dusted for another week. Hope you enjoyed it. A beautiful morning. This lens is definitely an eye-opener. It's first 2 outings now, and already learnt a hell of a lot. Super impressed by it. If you are into landscapes and you're looking for a long lens, that 200-800 if you're in the Canon system is definitely worthwhile from what I've seen so far, and there's more opportunities to learn about it and see what it can do. But yeah, I'll see you all next week. Stay safe. Peace.